Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be doing this look. It's really a first impressions of the Jaclyn Hill palette Volume 2. So this is a bit of a controversy. I mentioned this in my most recent anti-haul, and yeah, I just know a lot of people have intense feelings about Jaclyn Hill. And what I will say is that I'm not a Jaclyn Hill super fan. I do not buy everything she puts out by any means. But I wanted to test out this product because I knew a lot of people were interested in it. I really liked the color story, and I'm kind of looking for some more bright toned spring shadows. That's about as deep as it gets. There's really nothing more to it. But I don't hate Jaclyn Hill, that kind of thing. I just know there's a lot of negativity out there, and I'm not really picking a side in that whole argument. For me, I know for a lot of people it's way more than eyeshadow, but for me, this is eyeshadow. So if you don't want to buy this palette, you don't want to support Jaclyn Hill, I don't know why you're watching this. But just don't leave any hate anywhere. That would be lovely. Okay, so let's get into it. It's a little bit of a different setup. It's making me a little anxious, but I think it looks nicer. I've been hiding from my contractors all day. They're not my contractors. This is my parents' house. So I've been hiding from them because I don't want them to overhear me talking about eyeshadow. I just feel like that would be awkward. So this is the unicarton of this palette. You got her face on the back. There's some information on how it looks like about half of these are pressed pigments instead of eyeshadows, which I'm sure we all know the deal on that by now. This was wrapped in so much bubble wrap, which is good because the eyeshadow won't crack, but at the same time, I wish they could do like carton style, kind of like ColourPop does, where we can, get with something a little bit more recyclable. And then in here, this is also wrapped in more bubble wrap. So if we look on the back of this palette, we can see that this was made in China. I don't know if that matters to you. It doesn't necessarily matter to me. I feel better about buying makeup that was made in the US, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Obviously, you're getting 35 shades for $39, so it's got to be low cost somehow. Okay, but she is really, really pretty. Look at her. I'm really drawn to the corally pinky purples, but the neutrals look... You gotta say one thing about Jaclyn Hill. She puts together beautiful, beautiful makeup. I mean, it always looks good in theory, doesn't it? There's nothing like a crisp eyeshadow. An untouched, unswatched eyeshadow palette makes my little heart sing. What drives me crazy is the fact that there's no freaking mirror up here. Like, I know this price per shadow is really cheap, but this would just be so much better with a mirror, because then you'd have, with a big palette, you want a big mirror. Okay, so I'm like really drawn to some of these shimmer shades. They look really pretty. I'm definitely not going to swatch all 35 shadows. There's just no way. But we can swatch maybe the yellow. Feels soft. No joke. Everything takes a while because I'm so pale. Let's wait for that to focus. No joke. Oh my god, that swatched really pretty. That's impressive. I swatched Drama Queen, which is one of these shimmers. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's really pretty. That's really pretty. Okay, and then, maybe we should test out one of these purples, Not My Journey, because purples are the hardest to formulate. So that's pretty impressive. It's not the best purple swatch I've seen, but it is by far not the worst. That's for sure. I'm really excited about this, actually. I haven't been excited about a palette in a long time. Okay, so I'm going to prime my eyes using Painterly Paint Pot by MAC. I don't have a mirror, so this is difficult. Okay. I have mascara on because I was at school today with mascara. And that's also kind of why my makeup looks kind of gross on the rest of my face, because it's been on my face for maybe 8 hours now, so she's starting to look a little crusty. Okay, what do I go in for first? Yeah, I think I'm gonna start orange and then go to pink. Does that make sense? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so I'm gonna take Positivity, which is, Sis is right there, that's her. And I'm just gonna pop this in the inner section of my eye. It looks a little dry and crusty down here, so that's unfortunate. Then I'm going to switch to, I'm just gonna go right into Tipsy Girl, which is like the brightest pink in the palette. That's Tipsy Girl. She's bright. Just on the same brush, because I don't really care. And just kind of blend that. Then on the very end, I'm going to go into Dance Party, which is right here. It's kind of like a muted, darker cranberry tone. And that's just for the very end. With a smaller brush, I'm going to really pack up the pigment. I'm going to go into My Man, which is like a really bright orange, and kind of take that in this section just to really make that orangey. And then I'm going to go into Lolly Mama, which is right next to Tipsy Girl, and do kind of the same thing in the middle. And just using that to just feather out and blend out this section. I've got a really small space right here, so things can really look drag really quick on my face, which is not, you know, my intention sometimes, but it's just, I've got a small eye area, which is weird because I have big eyes, but I've just got a small lid space. I envy everyone who has like that big blown out lid space. I don't have that. Okay, I think I'm gonna cut the lid. So, I'm gonna take my Jeffree Star Magic Concealer, and the only reason I'm really using this is because I don't really like it on my face, so I'm kind of in this situation. I'm taking it on just a really small, precise brush right here. Then with my ring finger, just blend that into the shadow on this side. Not really happy with how this outside looks, so I'm just going to go back and just try to make this pink area look a little bit better. Then on like a packery / blending brush, then I'm going to take More Crazy and just really take it on the very outside. I feel like I'm losing some of that orange, so I'm just going to go back into My Man just to bring that back into that right there. I'm going to mix some of My Man and Tipsy Girl into this center right here just to help the transition into that cranberry color. I haven't worked with colors in a really long time, so this is a little bit of a challenge. I don't hate it. I feel like this looks really like exotic. Then I'm going to take a completely clean blending brush to just really blend that purple into my face. I would never really mix this pink with this purple down here. But I was trying to go with the most shades I could really use in this palette. I will say that the purple shades, even though I just briefly used them, do have way more kickback. Not a lot of kickback, but more kickback than the other shades I was messing with earlier. So that's interesting. Then let's talk about inner corner stuff. I'm gonna go in with the shade I'm in It, which is that duochrome that was just all over the campaign pictures, which has that pink shift to it. That is really, really gorgeous. Okay, and then I'm gonna take more of that and pop it right under there. Okay, I'm gonna do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did both eyes. Actually, I think this one turned out better. That always happens with me. I do one on camera, I do the other one off camera, and the off camera one turns out better. It's probably because I was just getting hang of the colors a little bit more. So let me zoom you guys out. Okay. That like looks about right? I haven't worn colorful shadows in a long time. I feel like colorful shadows, what holds me back sometimes from wearing them is just the time you need to blend them out. Okay, so let's talk about my thoughts on this palette. I am actually really pissed it doesn't have a mirror. I never thought it was going to have a mirror, but like if you're going to make a big palette, you better put a big mirror on it. That's just my professional, unprofessional opinion. I think the mattes in here are the star of the show. These guys, Positivity, My Man, even the reds, they work so well. The cranberries are just so beautiful. Oh, they blend amazingly well. These purples I only used on the bottom lash line, but they seemed really great. You can tell that some of these mattes, not these ones, but the purples have a bit, and some of these darker reddy purples down here have a bit of shimmer in there just to help them blend. Oh, but they blend like a dream, and that's why they're there. And I so don't mind, because when you start blending, that little bit of glitter goes away absolutely 100%. Oh, it's just, they're really good. I will say that with these two really, really bright shades, My Man and Tipsy Girl, that if you blend them or try to blend them with another shadow, a little bit of that brightness goes away, which is a bit unfortunate, but I expected. The one thing that really let me down was this shade Rider Diamonds. Like it already is getting that weird, let me show you, like putty-like consistency in the pan. And I was really pressing hard in there to get the kind of effect that I wanted on my eye, and it wasn't working the way I wanted. It acted more like a putty kind of shadow than an actual shadow, and I kind of just wanted like an easy glide metallic, and that wasn't what I got. I understand that these are kind of form of pressed glitter, but they're a little difficult to use. I like how they're definitely not as chunky. They don't, pose as much of a threat as a pressed glitter. But it's a weird putty kind of consistency that I'm not sure I'm into. I'm in It. That shade is really, really pretty. It really reminds me of Anastasia Pink Heart highlighter in their what is that called? Moonchild look it. Let me know if you guys want to see a neutral look with this, how I do a neutral look. I feel like I could definitely make something super neutral out of this. One of my favorite things to do is to do a neutral look with a pop of color on the lower lash line. So I think this would be really, really, really fun for that. And I really want to mess with more of these smoky colors in the bottom. Overall, I think this comes down to whether or not you purchase from Morphe and whether or not you want to support Jaclyn Hill. I don't typically buy Morphe products. I just don't unless they're brushes. I really do like their brushes. But makeup products, I don't typically buy them all too often. But I will say that I was really, really impressed with this formulation. It is very reminiscent of her first palette. I don't have the first palette anymore. It actually got stolen from me sometime during my freshman year of college. It disappeared. Or I left it somewhere. I was doing a lot of girls' makeup, and I was doing makeup in the theater department, and it disappeared somewhere along those lines. But I think this is really pretty. As of which one to get, if you already have the first one, it's all about if you want the colors in here. I would say the formulation is very, very similar. Very, very similar. I would even say that this is more impressive, but because of those oranges and pinks and purples that just blend so perfectly. But I was really let down by the metallics. But there's not that many metallics, so I don't know. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you guys so much. Leave suggestions down below for what you want to see next, and I will see you guys next time.